Moviesucktastic is a podcast about bad movies and the people that love them. But it's more than just a podcast, it's also an online presence. If you want to know more about Moviesucktastic or want to become a part of Moviesucktastic, you can find us on Facebook, you can find us on Twitter at Moviesucktastic, you can find our blog at boothreviews.blogspot.com, or if you want to give your own reviews that we might use on the show, you can go to reviews.moviesucktastic.com and check out our own little lunch.com community for Moviesucktastic. Check us out and become a part of the show, because the only thing more fun than a bad movie is sharing it.
In a hidden fortress concealed by impenetrable jungle dwells Dr. Abbott Reeves, a brilliant but devious scientist with the power to create.
Help the Mandroid from the cage to call it.
Any malfunctions?
I had some trouble with this. Feels like a delay in the neurosynapse trigger.
And the will to destroy.
Move its memory and dismantle it.
It's half human.
He must be eliminated. Colonel Nora Hunter has the brains to mastermind the operation.
You need a full-time mechanic, my friend.
Fontana, the river rat.
What are you doing?
I saw this in a movie once.
When he finds himself in a tight spot, someone else has to pick up the pieces. Kuji, the ninja. He has the martial skills to destroy his enemies. The Mandroid. More machine than man. His special powers will determine whether or not they survive.
We got robots, we got cavemen, we got kung fu. What is this anyway? Some kind of damn comic book?
It is the most perilous journey any one of them has undertaken. And once they reach their destination, they face the most awesome power on Earth.
You don't understand. Soon I shall rule the world.
It will take all their combined skills to defeat him. Each one is the ultimate specialist in his field. Together, they are the Eliminators.
You're listening to Moviesucktastic.
Dude, no! Oh!
Hello. I take it you didn't hear any of that?
I heard it all.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I heard it all.
You heard it all, baby.
That look of shock on my face was the look of shock and awe of the description of the Eliminators.
No, there's no "the" in the title. That was my mistake growing up. Oh. Because every time, I've told this story a few times on the show, every time I asked for this movie, I always got the Exterminator instead. I'd go there, I'd be like, do you have the Eliminators? And the guy would be like, yeah, I think I got that. And he'd take the movie and he'd be like, yeah, this is what you want, right, kid? I'm like, I don't know, I'm 8. So I'd take it home, I'd be like, Daddy, why is that man's head being cut off? Because that's not the movie I asked for. That's why. Oh man. But yeah, this was a bad movie day candidate. We watched this one year. I believe this wasn't an outdoor. This was during the winter. This was actually
it was during the winter, and we showed it the same night that we also showed Treasure of the Four Crowns.
That's right. That was the main event. That's right. You're right. Good memory on that.
I remember.
We showed it here. We showed it here at my house. Mm-hmm. We did it down here in the basement at the Guida household. And that was a good night. We had a good turnout for that. I think we had about 15 people that night.
Yeah, that was a big one.
It was a good one. But yeah, that was another one where just everyone's like, seriously? What the fuck? It's like, why do you come here? What do you think we're showing? You've heard the name of the show, right? We don't show good movies. That's the point. And then every time everyone would come to these things, can we watch a good movie? It's like, no! That's not what we do. And then we haven't done one in a while. We need to do one again.
Yeah, we need a lot of stuff.
Yeah. My intention was to coincide it with my son's birthday, because we always did an outdoor one in the spring, or in the summertime-ish, and in the fall, which October we did a couple. And my son's birthday is in October, and I was like, I got this great idea. Let's have a birthday party for my son, and then show a movie outside. Everyone's already here. It's kind of like rope them in, you know? Mm-hmm. Which is what we ended up doing at my sister-in-law's son's birthday party, because her son and my son, their birthdays 2 days apart, and we showed a movie outside. But it wasn't a bad one. So, oh well. The novelty is, it's not as good. Anyway, I'm rambling.
Yes, you are.
This week we're reviewing the film, we're going to try anyway, Eliminators, 1986.
Eliminators.
This film will be 30 years old next month.
Oh.
And I did a little research on the actors in the movie. All of the main characters are actually all still alive.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Even the old guy, Reeves, he's like 90-something. He's still kicking.
Roy Dotrice, yeah. And he was, so what I do is sometimes when we do these older films, I do like searches online and try to find interviews, old or new, with actors from these films,
right?
To see if they ever mention anything about the movie, because no one's interviewing somebody about the Eliminators.
Correct.
They're interviewing about something else. And one thing I kept coming up is I kept getting all these Starlog issues, Starlog magazine.
Okay.
Because you've got Roy Dotrice, who was in Beauty and the Beast, the TV show, which was a huge cult
that's
show.
Right. Yeah, Ron Perlman and what's her face.
And you got Denise Crosby, who was in
Pet
Star
Sematary,
Trek, Next Generation,
and Star Trek, and Pet Sematary.
Well, as far as Starlog, yeah, I mean the big thing as far as TV goes is that.
Is Star Trek.
And so so those I kept getting all these hits because of those two. Because when they would introduce them, they would just like list all the films they've been in, and Eliminators would end up in there somewhere. So it made it very hard to find anything out that actually had to do with the Eliminators.
Got it.
With Eliminators, the movie.
And for the longest time growing up, I always thought that Denise Crosby, I always thought that was Helen Hunt. For some reason, I don't know why, even up to a few years ago, just thinking back, before we did the Bad Movie Day, I'm like, it's Helen Hunt, right? She won a fucking Oscar. She's goddamn Eliminators. And it's like, yeah, she did, Trancers and all that. I'm like, man, she really, made it out of the funk. And
I think I remember having that discussion with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
And I remember I don't think that's Helen Hunter.
And I didn't, fight you on it, but I'm like, you know what? I think you're kind of right, but I don't know why I keep thinking it's Helen Hunt. And, of course, it's not. I mean, they don't even really look alike, but in my brain, for some reason, I associated her with Helen Hunt. But
now, for me, the biggest thing as far as the actors goes is Patrick Reynolds, who plays the Mandroid.
Mandroid.
The Mandroid. I mean, it's in the credits, it's Mandroid, but every time Reeves is like, I want you to disassemble the Mandroid. Send the Mandroid. It's always the Mandroid.
The Mandroid.
So I think, yeah, nobody else calls them Mandroids. That's really the only person. So really, it should be the Mandroid. But anyway, the Mandroid is played by Patrick Reynolds.
Right.
And like, if you go to Patrick Reynolds on IMDb and you look up his biography,
I read it today.
Yeah, it's 12 paragraphs about how he's the grandson of R.J. Reynolds of the tobacco company,
right?
Who has spent his entire life petitioning to have tobacco made illegal.
Now, I would imagine that he's been cut out of any kind of inheritance, or
wasn't it the grandfather? I think he already got it, and that's how he spent his entire life doing that.
No wonder why he didn't bother really acting.
Well, yeah. Well, it said that he did a documentary on tobacco, and then forget who it was. One of the a famous director approached him on it and said, "I like that." And next thing you knew, he was starring and stuff.
Oh wow, okay.
But just because he got involved in it because of doing the documentary about how tobacco's evil.
Well, it is, but that's a whole different story.
But
that's crazy. I read it today too. It's like, wow, this is a lot about the tobacco. It's like he probably wrote it himself, because the picture that he has it looks pretty recent. He obviously doesn't need to act. It just looked like he wrote that whole synopsis or his mini bio himself.
I mean, if you take a quick look at not his television stuff, but just his film stuff. Mandroid is his only real starring role. Other than that, he was a Hare Krishna in Airplane, movie. He was a bodybuilder in Pumping Iron, and he was a dancer in Xanadu. So this guy gets around.
Oh, wow. Xanadu. Oh, man. All good challenges, I might add. Although I do have a recommendation. I don't know what you have lined up for me, but I have a recommendation.
I have a challenge.
Okay.
Which is weird, but I want to try it on you because I'll get to that later. But so, I mean, Eliminators is probably the quintessential kids 80s film. Yeah, you're with me on that, right? It's a kids film.
Yeah, it's rated PG.
It was shot to be a kids film.
Well, now here's the thing of it too. It came out in 86. RoboCop came out in 87.
Yeah.
The whole Mandroid thing. Do you think anyone got whiff of, Paul Verhoeven? He's making this movie called RoboCop. They got a real budget, but
I would not put it past it. That's what happens.
Yeah.
And maybe even I don't even think a ripoff as far as much as like whatever they're coming together with stuff is like and they're doing that robot cop thing. We need to do a robot film.
Yeah, that's right. But let's have time travel. We really don't have the budget.
Yeah, let's do time travel, but make sure that time travel is not actually involved in the main action of the film.
Nope. Let's not even bother.
All the time travel that takes place in the film is either in a flashback, off screen, or like in one instance at the end. Everything else is like, oh yeah, he time travel. Yeah, okay, time travel.
Yeah, he's in his mobile part of his Mandroid suit, the tank part.
Mobile unit.
The mobile unit. Man, does that look bad. He's like going down. He's going downstairs and he's holding onto it for his dear life. Don't fall out. Don't fall out. Don't fall out.
Well, it's just another example of a film getting a cool idea, but then not being able to pull it off properly. So they show it and then immediately write it out of the script. I mean, if you take the whole man tank thing,
right?
You can sum it up in he drives the man. He says, "I need the man tank." He gets in the man tank, drives around for 5 minutes and shoots stuff. Then he parks it and proceeds to spend the rest of the movie on foot. Then an hour later, he goes back to where he parked it, drives it for 2 minutes, and then wipes it out.
Yeah.
It's like the car in the Punisher film.
Oh,
it's like the same thing. Oh, here's my armored car. Five minutes later, bam! Oh, I wrecked my armored car.
And
then got that out of the
and then, of course, 2 years prior to this, James Cameron did the film The Terminator. So it was like this. They had that. It's like right after Terminator comes out, they're like, we got to do a robot film, and then right before RoboCop's like, shit, we really got to do this fucking robot movie. We got to get this shit out because we're running out of fucking time. And of course, it's a January film. Which we should do that episode soon. We always do a January episode where we take a look at the films that are coming out.
Maybe next episode.
Maybe. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It should be this month at some point.
But I mean, like, the only budget they have really for the Mandroid is the man tank mobile unit, which again is dangerous as shit and probably a little, you know, scary. So they shoot it 3 or 4 times and then write it out of the script. And then his removable arm, which he changes every 5 minutes through the whole film, just to remind you.
It's like, yeah, I'm a robot.
Yeah, because when your budget is like $1 million and you blow half of that on a removable arm, you're gonna fucking use the removable arm. Because at least that's not gonna kill the actor going down a flight of stairs.
Yeah.
But I mean, the basic plot is the movie opens up to a really bad like video opening credits montage.
Oh, it's trying to be Terminator. That's really like with the focus on like the red eye, and it's just.
Have you ever seen? You know, they get like these films from the 70s or 80s where they would take them, like a distribution company would get them, and they will replace the actual opening credits to the film with their own.
Yeah.
And so they show footage that's totally unrelated to the movie, and like the credits are really shitty. It's like on a toaster or something, and video toaster. And this film feels like he took the movie from somebody else and put his own opening credits over it last minute. It looks that bad.
It's
like a
fucking awful.
It's like he usurped the video distributors and gave himself his own shitty opening for his own film. Said, "There, I already did it for you. Just take it and put it on video."
It's so bad.
But so it opens up with the Mandroid, presumably having just come back from ancient Rome.
That's right.
Tanada,
the Tanada is the character's name. Who
was also, isn't he the scientist from Buckaroo? No, that's a different guy.
No, he was in. What the fuck was he in? Shit, I just pulled up his bio. Hold on, I got it right here.
Red Sonja.
Red Sonja, Kung Pao, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. He was in Bill and Ted. He was Confucius. But he was in Bachelor Party. Japanese businessman.
That is that. Honestly, I think I recognize him from Kentucky Fried Movie.
Was he in? Yes, he was.
Yes,
he was the technician. Fistful of Yen.
I honestly think he's the one that goes, "Toy robot," which is my favorite part of that whole film. I don't know why, but the toy robot part of A Fistful of Yen is my favorite part of that whole movie. And I've shown it to people. I fast forward and say, "Wait, here's my favorite part of the whole film," and I play that part, and then I just get blank stares. So I don't get it. It's toy robot. But yeah, that's why I recognize him. I'm pretty sure he's the one that says toy robot.
Toy robot?
Yeah, the second one, not the first one. The second one is a toy robot.
Yeah.
And he meets the same fate.
Yeah,
so
that's right. We also have a movie challenge. It was Dale Rountree. He challenged us to a film, a Kirk Cameron movie, and he says he would like for us to do a Christmas episode.
Oh, yeah.
Challenged. I'll Dale. I'm sorry. I'll find it, and we will do it because I do love.
Have it.
Oh, you already have the film?
Here's the funny thing, because Dale, I saw that post. Thank you, Dale, for the suggestion. It's a great idea. I was on a similar path, kind of. We intersected because in the past few weeks, I've gotten on a Christian film kick, where I really want to start doing Christian films, and the Kirk Cameron film is a holiday Christian film. Christian being it's Christian propaganda. Not that it's actually, has to do with
it's like you'll burn in hell if you don't believe in God stuff, yeah.
Not necessarily, but definitely strong on preaching Christian.
It's definitely I'm better than you kind of thing going on, though.
Well, you know what it is? Most Christian films, not to get off base, but, I mean, there are a lot of films out there that have a Christian message or have a religious message that aren't necessarily Christian. What I think of as the Christian film genre are ones that are specifically driving home the idea that God is good, and usually the enemies in these films are college professors, atheists, kids that like rock music. Really, it's like a Jack Chick pamphlet on the big screen. That's what I think of a Christian film. And we actually reviewed a Christian film a while ago. We did. It was the one with
a couple, didn't we? Oh no, it was House.
House.
Yeah, that was. Oh God, that was. It was episode 5. It was our Halloween episode. We lumped. We did a bunch of films, and House was one of them.
I'm just going off out of memory, but I believe the film was based on a novel by, I think the name was Ted Dekker, but he's one of the big names in Christian novels.
I think you're right. That sounds very familiar. And God, that was episode 5. Talk about
Michael Madsen.
Fucking throwback.
Michael Madsen.
Poor Michael Madsen. That must have been his feuding time with Quentin Tarantino.
I think that was his. I fucked up everything. I need money now. Time. That
pretty much.
It was like a 10-year period there, give or take.
Ouch.
I don't even think it was I haven't read much into it because I don't follow the gossip stuff. But
right.
I mean, I from what I read and stuff, I think it was like a combination of like Tarantino not using him in a film, and I think it was a time where he needed the money, so he took it personally.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And so it kind of like a feud came out. It wasn't really a feud as much as like he took it personally and then treated him that way. One of those things that get blown out, like any relationship. Anyway. So
he's in the Hateful Eight, right? He is. Yes, he is.
Now I'm trying to remember the name of the film that's based on because I haven't looked up anything on it, but I know the film he's remaking. It's about a chain gang of criminals, and it's an actual Italian film he's remaking. It's like with Django.
Okay.
And I haven't read any. All I know is the name of the film, and I know what he's doing.
I don't want to know anything.
But I used to have it. I used to have a bootleg back when I was trading
because,
videos.
Somebody that I know came. We were talking about it, and he said to me, he goes, "The trailer doesn't look very good." I said, "I don't care. I don't care about what the trailer looks like." I go, "I'm telling you, don't go by that, because there's so and I'm defending Quentin Tarantino without seeing the film, just because his history is so good. Record. His track record. That's the better word. His track record is so good. So I told him, I go, listen, don't pay attention to the trailer. Expect the reason why it doesn't look that good as far as how the trailer's put together is because there is so much going on that to put anything quote unquote good on the screen that is going to entice you that much, they're going to give something away. Something is going to have to be shown, and it's not that kind of film. You definitely want to go into that movie knowing as little as possible. Know that Kurt Russell is a badass, and that Jennifer Jason Leigh is probably going to give an extremely solid performance, possibly even an Oscar-nominated one for supporting
What is it
actress.
called? Something? What eight? What eight?
The Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight.
Yep.
I got to find out the name of the film if I'm right about him remaking this film.
Okay.
I'll look that up on the side while we're talking.
All right.
But anyway, the
Oh, and one of my favorite parts is on the screen right now, where they're in the car, they're ready to like drive to go to Mexico, and all he's wearing is a fedora, a trench coat, but they don't bother to cover up his red eye. You can literally see it a mile away. Are you talking to me? You need some body work. Oh, they're talking about the car. You talking to me? And then his one-liner is awful. I'll give you some body work. And then blows up a car.
No, you're the one who needs body work.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, all right, well, back up a bit.
God. Then it's slow motion, fade out, explode, fire.
I want to walk through this. Because I think the progression gives a lot to the story.
Okay.
The Mandroid goes back in time, is sent back to Rome for a reason we're not revealed yet, and then the evil Dr. Reeves says, dismantle the Mandroid, he's of no use to me anymore. Which doesn't make sense to me because he still has this whole security staff guarding his compound, and I'm pretty sure the Mandroid could do a far better job than the "Are you ready for some football" guy and the other rednecks he's got working for him.
Yeah.
It's like, so dismantle the multi-million-dollar piece of equipment that is like a one-man wrecking machine army, but let's keep the hillbillies with the shotguns guarding my fortress. Not a good call. So the Dr. Tanada tries to save him, dies in the process. Always happens.
Always.
Mandroid escapes, and before Tanada dies, he tells him he must tell this colonel, who turns out to be Denise Crosby, whatever. Warn her about him. So, like you said, he leaves Mexico dressed as a gunfighter.
The Django. This is to say, he leaves dressed as Django.
Now, Denise Crosby's playing Nora Hunter. Apparently, she's a colonel scientist, and she's developing teleportation technology. So, of course, they only have a father-son team guarding the entire building.
Yeah, and obviously the father is just completely disinterested other than anything in his headphones.
He's 2 weeks away from pension.
Oh, we got like a power surge going on at the fence. Should we check it out? Nah, it's probably a cat. It's like, wow. Holy shit, man.
He's 2 weeks from pension. He only got the kid the job because like Uncle Pete was bugging him about it.
Yeah.
So fine, I got him the fucking job. But I don't need him to hear him talking because I'm just waiting out until retirement. Yeah. So she's developing teleporting cute robots, whatever.
Spot.
He gets her and tells her that the doctor she thought was dead is alive, and so she decides she's going to go with him. She wants to find him. Mandroid wants to kill him. Because he's taken the whole dismantling thing a little personally.
A little bit.
Right. So they have to go back to Mexico where the Mandroid just left. Mandroid probably could have just stayed there, snuck around the back of the building and killed Reeves, but he took the long route.
Probably the best idea.
Right. So they get to Mexico and decide they need a guide. Now, apparently in Mexico, you're really hard-pressed to find many Mexicans. Because I counted 3. The entire time we were in Mexico.
Yeah, you're probably.
Now, it looks like more, but I think some of the extras played more than one part. I'm pretty sure I saw the same guy get shot twice.
I know they recycled scenes.
And music.
And music. Oh, yeah.
There's like 3 score, or like at least 3 parts where you hear the score swell. It's like, all right, I've heard that in 20 different films. And I'm not a music person, so I can't name them off the top of my head, but when you hear them, it's like, oh, yeah.
It's like when we did Last American Virgin. You didn't notice that they played like the same songs twice. It's like it's even. I don't want to say more. It's not more apparent in here, but if you have an ear for that kind of thing, you know that different. They definitely recycled it.
And this wasn't like, oh, this score was in another film, and I recognize it. This was, that piece of music's been in 25 other fucking films. It's buried in my subconscious. I'll die with that theme song in the back of my head.
Right.
That's how obvious it was.
Probably public domain. That's probably why. It's free.
Or I don't know about maybe public domain, or maybe this like whatever studio they get their license from. I mean, maybe it comes like a group package. Like once if you're going for copy, I don't know how it works. I don't know how music copyright works. It's all a mystery to me. It's magic. Right. I don't get it.
It's movie magic.
Yeah. So, and I love the whole concept of a woman walks into a bar, and I guess this only happens in Mexico, and says, I'm looking for the toughest man in this bar. And immediately, everybody jumps in for the job, not even knowing what the job is, decide, okay, I'm going to win.
Yes, I'm going to beat the shit out of everyone.
Denise Crosby, she's an attractive woman.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's the kind of woman that everybody at the bar is going to fight for her just because she's a woman. I think there should be,
Maybe in that kind of bar, though.
I mean, she didn't. If she'd put a dollar amount out first and then said and fight for it or something, but it was fun. Don't get me wrong; it's a fun bar fight.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it.
And of course, the winner is through deceit is our hero Harry Fontana. Great fucking name.
Yeah, it's a good name. Obviously, they're going with the Indiana Jones type. They're just something that rolls off the tongue. But Harry Fontana, it just
it's great.
It's a good name.
I'm not even being facetious. I love the name Harry Fontana. It's like fuck. I wish I thought of that name. It's a great name. And like
I said, I have I want to hear your challenge, but I have a recommendation, and it is
Okay.
based off of Harry Montana. That's the connection.
Mine is too, but mine's weird, so bear with me.
Mine's weird.
Now,
maybe it's
actor,
maybe it's the same one. That'd be cool.
Doubt it. I doubt it.
Probably.
The actor is Andrew Prin,
who's 80.
80.
He's
and
50 when he
still
did
working.
this.
He was in the Lord's Asylum. God help us.
Oh God,
And,
I still haven't seen that yet. I'm backlogged
yeah,
2 years
don't
on
bother.
movies. No,
Tell you what.
I gotta watch it. Come on.
No, tell you what. Next time you want to watch it, just call me and I'll bitch about it for 15 minutes, and then that'll be the same thing.
Oh, okay.
I just save yourself some time. But he's a veteran television actor. If you go down his
and stage
his
as well. His stage stuff.
Well,
He's
yes,
almost
yeah.
more known for that.
Sure, but I don't give a shit about stage acting. So
I'm just saying he's a decorated actor.
what I mean is, like, if you scroll down what he's been in from the 1950s through now, he's been in TV show after TV show. He's been in every single TV show ever made, roughly.
Pretty
I
much.
mean, except maybe Sledgehammer or Lost. other than those two, I mean, anything that's quintessential to that time period in the 90s, Murder, She Wrote, Dallas, in the 80s. You keep going back down. He was in V, Trapper John, The Fall Guy. Fucking just name a TV show. There's a 10% chance he was in an episode.
Yeah.
He's that much of an actor, and so he's got a great. I'm sure he plays roughly the same kind of guy in a lot of these films, and I like his character in this film.
I like his character in this movie too. You can't help but
Even though-
not like him. He's very likable.
And he's supposed to be likable. I get that. Now, even though I do question the ease at which he goes from money-grubbing opportunist to let me risk everything to battle a villain I don't even know.
It's all for pussy. Come on. Let's get real.
Kinda. And if they had played that up a little bit more, it would have been a bit more believable. But again, it's a kid's movie, so he had to go in for a smooch. So that's.
I like that scene though. That's a good scene. Because they're indigenous, or they were actually what were they, Cro-Magnon or Neanderthals? Yeah.
In my notes, I just wrote I was gonna write Cro-Magnon. It's like, yeah, they're fucking cavemen. We know they're cavemen.
And Reeves brought them back in time, probably.
Yeah, which I don't know why.
Yeah, why would you do that?
I mean,
they can't be controlled.
Now, in the beginning, he sends Mandroid back, and he sends him out there, and he comes back with a shield, and
Right.
and he's acting like, and the way he says it is like, it's only successful if he comes back with proof that, like, he was just hoping he'd come back from that with proof that he was back in time.
Right.
I pieced together the concept that he was trying to get him to go to a specific time and needed proof that he was actually in the Roman era. Because the question is, all right, that couldn't have been just proof he went back in time, because then where'd all the fucking ape men come from? So that
And
post,
who did he send to go get them? I mean, he's running out of people.
Well, that's why I'm the humorous origins of that comes to mind, is that he kept sending Mandroid back in time and ask for proof of where he's coming from, and every time he comes back, did he bring back another fucking caveman? That's the 10th one. That's the 10th one. All right, now, I mean, what else? Of course, what else could he bring back? A rock? No, the only thing he's going to bring back to prove what time he's in is bring back the fucking caveman.
Right.
So he's like, well, what do I do with the caveman? Well, just throw him out in the wild, because I could care less about. I'm going to have the Mandroid killed, but I'm not going to kill a defenseless caveman. Throw him out and let him fend on his own.
Yeah, they're stupid. Let them fend for themselves. They'll figure it out.
Calibrate the machine, and you can almost see him with all right, listen, Mandroid, listen. All right, now, you need to bring back evidence of the time period you're in. That's not a caveman. Read my lips. Not a caveman. And he comes back. What the fuck did I tell you? What did I tell? There's a whole movie right there.
Yeah.
The name of the film, you just call it Not Another Caveman. That's it.
Yeah, and he just, you could put in the film, he threatens to not. It's like, if he brings back one more fucking caveman, I'm sending you back in time, you fuck.
And then the irony is he finally brings back something that's not a caveman. It's like, all right, kill the Mandroid now.
Yes, he's finally delivered what I want.
Yeah.
Which is a Roman shield.
Not a caveman.
Yeah.
Not a caveman.
He's just looking, oh, it's magnificent. It's like, oh, it only took you 17 times.
Yeah.
Maybe he should stop sending him back to fucking 1. You know? And he comes back. He goes, do you remember anything? He's like, no, I don't.
No. I think that was intentional, though. They never get into it, but I had the feeling like he was like purposely blocking his memory, so he didn't remember where he went. Which again,
you know, let's not cause a paradox or anything. First of all, it's like you don't send someone back and just sneakily go get a shield. You send a fucking Mandroid back with lasers. It's like, all right, when's the paradox start? I mean, it's gonna happen eventually, right?
Maybe.
Maybe.
What was I supposed to say? Well, it brings back. I forgot. I had something there with the shield, going back for the shield, and I can't think of it.
Well, we were talking about Reeves, and I said they should stop sending him back to year 1.
I don't know. Yeah, but I just.
You lost it.
I lost it. Let's move on.
I'm sorry.
So when Harry Fontana decides he's going to take these guys on his boat, no questions, I thought he should have asked more questions to be more ironic about the name of the boat.
But, yeah.
A good 45 minutes of the film takes place like in like Mexico swampland.
Just getting there. Yeah.
I mean, it's like a journey. It's almost like they're in the jungle, except they're in Mexico.
Which is my recommendation is heavily. Well, we'll get to it. So
they're in the uncharted part of Mexico.
There's 70 miles of uncharted, Mexican forest and water. We need a guide. I need the toughest guide in here.
Are there parts of Mexico that aren't charted?
I didn't think so.
I'm pretty sure the Aztecs did that as they were fucking everything up. Or no, the other people that did when they fucked up Mexico. Mexico's been around for a while. I'm pretty sure it's pretty well charted, at least to the point where you know where not to go.
Yeah, and considering this is supposed to, you get the feeling that it's supposed to take place in the future, that it's not 1986.
No, I had the feeling it was 1986.
Yeah? Okay.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think it was trying to be in the future.
No, I just thought like her research and the Mandroid and,
Oh, no. All that's fucking stupid. Believe me.
Yes.
Again, she has a robot teleporting, and it's like, oh, she's just fiddling with it at her desk as Larry and Moe guard the front of the building.
It's like it's no big deal.
Top security. It's a far cry from T2 where they've got this like the microchip in the fucking steel vault. Like, oh no, I've cracked teleportation, and apparently the person I worked for invented time travel, but we're pretty low key on the whole security thing.
Shoes
are optional. That's how cool we are.
He bastardized my work. No offense, none taken. Wow.
Yeah, the dialogue was pretty ham-fisted, but again, But when you consider the film, there's really no getting around it. They knew they were going for a PG audience. This is a kid's film. Otherwise, why do you have the cute robot and
True.
the Mandroid on his mobile unit tank? This is and then I know you're just one of your favorite parts of the film too. Like 45 minutes into the film, the Mandroid separates from the crew, wandering through the forest, and while they're fighting cavemen, he stumbles upon a ninja.
Yeah. Conan Lee, which let's break it down. Let's break Joey's childhood down real quick. All right. Mm-hmm. The reason why I wanted this film, so many times going to the video store, getting the wrong movie, getting The Exterminator all the time. There were so many things in the trailer that made me, just want this film. You got ninjas, robots, hot lady, explosions. It's like time travel. It's all there. It's just like when you say it's a kid's film, it really is. They maybe didn't intend for it to be so much.
No, they did.
But
you can this is the kind of film where you can almost see like the writer, like the two, even if it's just one writer, they're working with the director, producer, or somebody, and you get to see them like, all right, what we need now is like something else. You know what? Let's throw a ninja in there. What? So, yeah, we need a ninja.
We'll make him the son of Tanada, the Asian guy that dies in the beginning. That's friends with the Mandroid. Oh, okay.
Well, they changed that. The first draft of the script, it was like a Russian guy. So no. Turn him into Japanese. We kill him, and then the son comes back. And
turn him
ninja.
Japanese.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Is he turning Japanese?
I really think so.
Is he turning Japanese?
I really think so.
Okay. And of course, Conan Lee, who was kind of not, he wasn't a big star, but they really wanted to make him one, and it just didn't work out. And if anyone's just listening to this, and you know that we did Jim Cotta last episode, that was my connection for the challenge to this. It was just a straight up actor connection. He was one of the ninjas in Jim Cotta. And that's why I challenged this to Scott. But yeah, I mean, this had all of that. Specifically the ninjas. I was like in this ninja phase growing up as a kid, where it was like what's his face? The guy that did Revenge of the Ninja. He did Pray for Death. He did Ninja 3, The Domination. Shinobi or whatever his name is.
Stop.
What?
You're gonna get the wrong. What you'll do is you'll say the wrong name and you'll get that in my head and I won't be able to think of it. Sonny Shiba.
It's not Sonny Chiba.
Sonny Shiba?
It's Sho Kasugi.
Sho Kasugi. See that you did that. I hate when people do that. Well, they'll say, "Yeah, it's that guy whose name I don't know the name," and they'll throw a bunch of stuff out, and then my head latches onto that, and I can't think of the real name. And what happened? You said Sonoshibi, and I was like, "Oh, Sonny Shiba, that's what he means." And then that fucking got stuck. It wouldn't stop. I asked you to stop, but you wouldn't stop.
Oh, I said Shinobi.
Right.
Which Shinobi is a fucking video game from the 80s.
Right.
It's a ninja video game.
And the only reason that anything close to that would come in my head is because you said it first.
Oh my god, I said Shinobi.
Now, yeah, I mean, he never really became a big actor. He was in a bunch of stuff in like the 80s and 90s.
Right.
The one thing that I like is that he was in Tiger on Beat, which is one of my favorite Italian fat films.
Okay.
Which that has the shotgun trick, my personal favorite.
Oh wow. Cool.
And
that's
actually,
right.
I think Tiger on Beat is actually, I don't know if it's a remake or if the American version is a remake, but it's Running Scared.
Oh, the one with Billy Crystal and.
Yes. It's the same plot.
And
same.
The fuck's
and
his name?
I forget which one came first, but one of them's a ripoff.
Gregory Hines. Billy Crystal, Gregory Hines. Yeah.
Yeah, it could either way. Remember when that was the big film? Wow.
Yeah, 1985.
And no one remembers it. Yeah.
We do, and that's what counts.
Back when Billy Crystal was like funny.
Was he ever funny?
Kinda.
You know what? I almost kind of like Billy Crystal even now. Almost.
You know what? I like Billy Crystal like I like the Hispanic comedian.
John Leguizamo.
John Leguizamo. Don't like him as a comedian. Like him as a funny actor. You put him in a film, I love him. He actually tries to do his own funny shit. Just,
right.
Stop. Let's go. Let's move on. Billy Crystal's great, but then when he starts doing his comedy shtick, and it's like, yeah, you know what? It's like you're still, it's interesting that you grew up with vaudeville, but things have changed, and that's not funny anymore. Shut the fuck up. But what I was going to say is the only other thing I can think of that's like very noticeable is that Conan Lee played one of the four fathers in Lethal Weapon 4.
That's right. I do remember.
Which I never noticed until I looked back on this.
Yeah, I saw the credit and I was like, oh shit, and then it hit me. Yeah, today when I was doing some homework on Conan Lee.
I think he's the one that gets shot. I don't remember.
Yeah, I want to say yes.
Well, I think more than one of them gets shot, so there's good odds that.
Well, yeah, you got a 25% chance, or 50%, because I think two of them get shot. The other two don't. I don't. You know what? We're not reviewing that movie, so I don't know.
So they find the ninja, and he's like, "Well, I'm trying to find my father."
Right.
Says, your father.
And I love the trailer.
But
Each one of them has special skills that they will need to use to get Reeves. It's like, what? They're all using their special skills, including the ninja.
The ninja's special skills are control over the speed of the camera.
Yeah.
Because he can slow it down, he can reverse it. Very, very versatile.
That's right. He's gonna karate chop you
honestly,
to the balls.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'll get to that. I mean, honestly, because when you first find him, like he's catching fish in midair.
Yeah.
And now I read in the alternate versions on IMDb that there are different alternate versions of this film based on the amount of the nunchuck scene that's in the film.
Really?
Yeah, it was the weirdest thing.
You know what? And speaking of IMDb, yet again, 2 weeks in a row, they do not have the real movie poster for this film.
Yeah, what the? And it's an easy to find poster.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
And it's a great poster. It's fucking epitome of like 80s movie posters. It's great. It beats all that Photoshop shit out today.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. Again, fucking IMDb. But it says under the alternate version that there's 2 or 3 different versions. There's one version where the nunchuck sequence is cut out altogether, and then there's a shortened version, and then a longer version that's still short by 3 seconds. And all I know is that in the version we saw, whatever version that might be...
Who the fuck is getting these different versions?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, is this like cut up for TV, like maybe different parts of the world cut it up differently?
It's saying just the one scene, and I don't know... Because the one that I watched, and I'm pretty sure you have the same version, he pulls out the nunchucks when he fights off 2 cavemen, and the whole scene is like 5 seconds, like they're done.
Right.
So all I can think of is that maybe, perhaps, the nunchuck scene, if it goes longer, is not as impressive as it should be.
Nah.
Like maybe he drops them or something. I don't know.
Well, here, you know what?
I can't think of any other reason to trim that scene.
I have 2 separate copies of this movie. One that I have is a 3.5 gig rip. Okay, that I borrowed from the internet. It in the top right hand corner or top left hand corner it says MGM. So this is obviously ripped from like satellite or cable or whatever. Now, that film, let's see, is there a time difference? How long is that movie? That movie is 1 hour, 31 minutes, 28 seconds. And then the film that I'm showing everyone is, bear with me. I'll tell you exactly how long it is. Here we go. That version of the film, that's actually on in the background, 1 hour 34 seconds. So there's a difference of 6 seconds. Now that could be it could be nothing.
IMDb is saying that the cut version is cut by 31 seconds because the scene is completely missing. There's a later version that features a longer print, and the introduction of the weapon can be seen, though 10 seconds are removed from the rest of that sequence. I think that's the one we have. Or at least the one I watched.
Well, you know what? We definitely have a cut version of some kind because IMDb also says that the official runtime of this movie is 96 minutes. So
and how long is ours?
91. One is a VHS. One is a VHS copy, and the other one is, it seems like, ripped from cable.
Now, if it's a UK version, though, I don't know if that makes much of a difference. The frame rate, I mean, that does shorten it a bit, but I don't know if it would shorten it by that many minutes.
True. Yeah, IMDb says 96 minutes. The wiki page says 96 minutes. So we have obviously this has been edited for time of
motherfucker.
I hate that shit.
We have to find the uncut version.
The fucking movies that I have do not make my collection. Yeah, it's my phone. I'm sorry. No, you know what it is? I made a post about eating a stink bug, and everyone is responding to it. Yeah,
of course they did.
Let me put that over there. Yeah, Mayor said Mayor couldn't stop laughing, and that hurt. That hurt a little bit. She's, I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do. It's like, you know what? I just ate half a fucking stink bug that was in the salad you purchased.
Because if she ate a stink bug and you were laughing uncontrollably, that would have been totally acceptable.
Oh my God. I would not be doing the show with you right now. It would have had to have waited.
Anyway. Speaking of the nunchucks, here's my question. How come the arrows that the caveman shot sounded like lasers?
Dude, because, you know what? It's like we have all these... we spent all this money on laser effects. We need to use them.
I feel like they didn't want to do any actual Foley, so everything was done by like digitized synthesizer. Like it was cheaper.
Yeah.
We're talking 80s. That's when the synthesizer was big. And because also when Fontana gets his machete out and he's cutting the branch so she can swim out of the plane.
Right.
I swear it sounds like a whip. So whoosh, whoosh. It's like, we'll fix it in post. So that's what you call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, wet t-shirt contest right here.
Oh, there's a wet t-shirt.
That's right.
You knew that was coming.
Well, I mean, it had to. It's like, why wear a bra? You're in the jungle. Who needs that extra? Who needs that extra uncomfort? You don't.
Now after they take the boat to the land and fight the cavemen,
right.
He comes to his man tank. He's like, oh, that's where I parked it. And of course you're thinking, well, dude, we all could have ridden that all the way here. What the fuck? And then after he gets that, all of a sudden, and I wrote my notes here, that all of a sudden they were attacked by the cast of Megaforce.
Oh, man.
And then he wipes out the man tank, and then they have another run-in with the Are you ready for some football, hillbilly?
Yeah,
ready for some football?
Who gets now the scene where Reeves is mad at him because he fucked up the Cuvados or the name of the boat. He's working on like new technology. He's got a new arm, and he's like pointing it at him, and he just like zaps him and levitates him with it. Whoever whoever was coordinating that scene, it's like, listen, we need the extra heavy stuff, the wiring, because we're not going to be able to lift this guy otherwise. It's like, it makes you think, it's like, why didn't they just do the other guy who weighs 95 pounds? Not this guy who weighs 320 pounds.
Now, in that scene, when he comes in, he shocks him and covers his whole body in electricity.
Right.
He drops to the ground. He drags him across the ground with the electricity. Then, after he's done telling him what happened, he grabs him by the neck with a ball of electricity and lifts him in the air, puts him down again. Now, all that, all right, bullying the henchman, yeah, that's part of the parcel of being an evil villain.
Right.
Then, at the last minute, he does a shock thing and grabs his nuts for a second and then lets go. And I was like, all right, you know what? The nut shot, totally uncalled for. That's when I walk. Really? And, like, it's just... It was almost like, I wonder if I can grab his balls. I can. This is working great.
This is the scene where she gets out of the water, and she's like totally wet t-shirt. You could see through it, everything, and he's not really making a face until she turns his back and changes, where you don't see anything. She turned back. That's what I meant. She turns her back.
She's side boob. There's side boob.
Yeah, but you know what? You actually see more in the wet t-shirt. So it's like, why is he now like, oh my? It's like,
I get it. I get it.
I get why they did it, but I would much rather see the wet t-shirt.
Well, she took that away from him, so there you go.
Even the Mandroid's like, if I had a dick.
Actually, she looks over and catches him watching. He's like, yeah, what about it?
Yeah, I have no dick. No problem here, lady.
Actually, the perfect metaphor for it, he looks down, and he's like, his grappling hook still hasn't reeled in all the way. It's like it's hanging there limp. It's like, that's pretty much it, lady.
Yeah, yeah. Worry about the Fontana guy.
I'm missing half my brain. I'm the least of your worries.
Oh God, yeah, that's right. When she first finds him, she says, "Oh, you're just operating on normal brain activity. Can we keep it that way?" It's just sure, Mandroid.
It's like, no.
It's like, wow, did someone get a copy of the RoboCop script? I mean, is that what happened?
You're operating on 25% of your organic brain matter. You're like smarter than everybody I know.
The flashbacks to the Roman times, which is obviously in the same jungle that they're walking through. They just set up somewhere different.
Weird how the Roman times look. Later on, you find out the whole Tanada and the Mandroid had pulled a huge prank on him. Says, I got it on eBay. Just carry it back and tell him you got it.
Yeah.
That's what it should have been when he takes him down. So listen, he bought the whole thing, but he's fucking losing. He wants me to kill you. Yeah, no, I thought we could string this out for a couple of months. You better get the hell out of here. I thought this would go on forever, but now,
Yeah, no, Reeves is getting pissed. You need to fucking leave.
So, yeah, and now that's the weird thing, too, because he kills, like, what seems to be the only other scientist working with him.
Right.
Then when you see him again, his face is like, because when you've seen him in the beginning, his face is all droopy. He's like, no one ever had compassion for me and my ugly face! And then when you come back again, he's got the new arm he's putting on. And I'm thinking, did you cut off your own arm and install that yourself? Because, you can't do that. It's not just like you build a bodysuit. You're putting cybernetic parts in placing your own body parts. And at the end of the film, when they show up, in the course of like one day, he's got a full body, like mega body of robot stuff. It's like, how did you do that? What? No. I mean, that would take some time, even for like healing and recheck. You're stretching it. The time travel thing, I'm buying that. No.
Yeah, no. Between him escaping and coming back, maybe a week.
And his face is perfect. Like, he fixes his face too.
Yeah, it's like got fresh stitches and.
No, stitches are gone by the end of the film.
That's right. They are gone by the end of the movie.
By the end of it, it's like, wow, you just like you're 30 years younger and fuck time travel. How'd you do that to your face? Holy shit!
That's right. You should contact Revlon and just be a billionaire.
Doing plastic surgery on his own face?
Yeah.
Of that extent, because it was hanging off in the beginning.
He's talented. No, he's got the talent.
Yeah. No, I'm not buying it.
I'm not buying it.
Now.
Yeah.
So eventually the ninja, the robot, the scientist, and the Indiana Jones wannabe get together and decide they're going to stop this evil genius from exploiting his time travel technology. And Fontana catches he's a little disturbed at first, but once she explains to him that what's going on, he really jumps on the whole time travel thing real easily. So, obviously he's going to abuse the time travel.
That's right.
I wish he'd been a little bit more doubtful. So, I'm still holding out for treasure. Gotta be.
That's right. Yeah, everyone's out here for Aztec gold. It's like, yeah, we're not.
I would honestly I would love to see a remake of this film, and just because I can just see the Harry Fontana character just twist it a bit more. Says, all right, yeah, time travel, whatever. He's going back and he's bringing back gold. There's gold. I'm coming for the gold. Treasure, antiques. That's what that's about. Yeah, I'm fucking coming. I get I'm still holding it to my third of the share. A little bit more. The save the day thing has to come at the last moment, like almost. It's just it was too easy. But again, it's a kids' film. I can give it that. My favorite scene of the whole film, and it's cheesy and stupid, but I thought it was done perfectly, is when they go into tunnel and there's the spinning fan, and the ninja's like, I got this. And they slow it down so he dives through the blades. All right, on the surface, it's a stupid gimmick. Okay, we slow the camera down, the blades are going slower, he jumps through it. It fucking works perfectly.
Doesn't he stare at it too, where he like kind of slows it down in his own mind?
Like he's watching it to get the patterns. It's done flawlessly. It's like it's not a bad special effect. It's just a camera. And I thought, even watching it like this week, rewatching it when you're challenged it, I'm like, that's flawless. It's just it works. It's great. It's just like the cheapest special effect in the film, and I thought it made me believe he was a ninja diving through that fan.
Well, you know what I would have loved if they just then they would never do it. If they just did an alternate take of that where it turns him into hamburger, that would have been fantastic.
That'd be great if Harry decides, I'm next. He dives through. No, I have to disable it first.
And you're just standing over his hamburgered corpse and be like, oh shit.
They could do it. Or it's like, oh, that was great. How'd you do that? It doesn't answer, and like the parts slide apart.
it just, yeah. That I would have loved that. Oh man.
Oh yeah, but before they get there, here's the last part I really have trouble with, because again, a lot of it I'm buying. Again, if you buy my whole theory about him bringing back the cavemen over and over again, I get the fact that they're living out there. The time travel thing's kind of cool. I get that.
He just got his ball zapped. It's at that scene.
Totally uncalled for, unacceptable,
fucking
totally
dick.
Out of bounds.
What an asshole.
Yeah, I mean, and just because he doesn't even do anything with it, it's like an afterthought. It's like, you're nuts there. If he had done that first, and I'm mad at you. It was almost like, by the way, you might as well just tug them a couple times. It is creepy. And what are you thinking? Are you getting ready for the Roman times? Because
Caligula much?
Hey. Try hot walnuts.
Ooh, nice. Anyway, you were saying.
I was saying, but the one part that I was like, okay, you know what? You're really kind of stretching it for me, is when she sends, and again, it's a kid's film because they call the cute little robot Spot. Yeah, all right, I get it. Yeah, it's definitely a kid's film.
Right.
They send him out to do reconnaissance. He comes back all haywire and shooting stuff, and Ninja slices him in half. And then a cloud of smoke comes out of him, and out of the smoke, the floating disembodied head of Reeves. This is a warning. Turn back now. And then dissipates. I'm like, really? He took the time to install a floating hologram in the robot, knowing they'd cut it in half, and it would come and it would smoke, so that he could do the hologram in the smoke, and recorded just turn away, no, and then, come on, or it's like, I mean, that's when Sonata could have been there. Say, hey, boss, you could just put a bomb in there. And now, from the crazy evil genius standpoint, it makes sense, but I just don't know if the technology's there. That's all I'm saying. Let's talk about evil genius. Evil genius making sense part. I have the same love for this bad guy that I did for Bela Lugosi in the Murders in the Rue Morgue. As far as all right, look at it on the surface. They eventually find this weird Roman throne room in his compound, whatever you want to call it, and they find papers. Like, oh wait, he's got these documents declaring him like a god king. He's going to go back to Rome and become a ruler. And so, and immediately I'm like, wait a minute. So you're going to go back in time to Rome, walk up to whoever in Rome and say, look, I'm your god king. I've got documents to prove it. And then they're just like, oh, okay, you're our ruler now. Now you're ruling Rome. I don't care if you've got a super magic suit. You're not doing that.
No, you're definitely not.
You're not doing it. It's not happening. You might scare the first 10 or 20 people that you do your little slideshow for, but Caesar alone was taken down by a bunch of friends with daggers. All it's going to take is one in the back of your fucking neck. I don't care how many little lasers you can shoot and stuff. It's an insane plan, which makes perfect sense for an insane villain.
He really thinks it's going to work.
Yeah, and that's what I love about it. In the course of, because I forgot about that part of it from a kid. I'm rewatching it, and I went from that's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard to, but I could totally buy him thinking that.
I'm going to be the ruler of the world.
He's already cutting off his own body parts and putting robot pieces on it. It's like, yeah, I invented a time machine. And so, yeah, I mean, because I'm running through my head. All right, I have a time machine and I'm evil. I'm going to go back and I'm going to amass all the wealth. I can go back and I can buy land up ahead of time. I can become a ruler here and now. All this is so much easier. It would take less time to do. I could go back and just give myself, there's 1,000 different things I could do. None of them is as complicated as going back and trying to take over ancient Rome. But I'm not a megalomaniac scientist with a new robot body. It's beautiful. I love it. I love the fact that he thinks he's going to do that, and especially that he went through the trouble of getting documents stating as much.
Right.
That's the kicker to the whole thing. I mean, obviously it's a plot point so they can tell what his plan is, but just the idea is, and again, I want to see these conversations with Tanada. I'm going to go back in time and I'm going to take over Rome. But they already have leaders in Rome, sir. How are you going to do that? So, well, I'll have my robot body and I'll zap and that. But sir,
I'm going to zap his balls.
So no matter how many balls you zap, 500 people with swords, they'll easily overtake you. And arrows and stuff. So you're not thinking, you can maybe you'll beat the Mandroid with that, but not, All right. I'll take them proof that I'm the ruler, and that'll be the what? What do you mean proof? I mean, I'll get documentation that says so. Okay, that's a good idea. All right, I'll do a rough draft for you.
He ain't never coming back.
How do you like this? You just say ruler. I think God King is more like what I'm going for. God King. Oh, I'll put that in the second draft. That's a good idea. And I'm going to stop there before my accent gets any more racist.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna stop you. I just want to.
Yes, Honorable Mr. Reeves.
Yeah, I still have family members that still refer to people as like Charlie Chan and.
Ironically, they're talking about Jewish people, so I don't get that.
Well, yeah.
I thought of you the other day. What movie was it?
Oh no! Oh no!
I was watching something and I was like, "Oh, Joey." I can't think of it now. It was so bad, though. It was so bad. The Italians.
Of course it was.
Yeah, and it's not funny. It's only funny to me now because I can't remember what it was. But it was bad. It was bad. It's like, I know. If only Joey was here.
If only I was there.
Yeah. I love the fan part, and again, I love the whole idea that he's to take over Rome.
Yeah,
it's a great.
Now, I mean, do we want to go all the way to the end and talk about what they tried to do? They actually opened this up for a sequel.
No.
Sure, didn't they leave
No.
the end open ended?
No.
I actually didn't get to see the last 15 minutes of the movie.
Oh.
I know. Dude. I'm working on my memory here.
All right. Let me recap for you.
Okay, let's do this.
They sneak around the back and find the little Roman room and discover that his plan is to go back to Rome and become the God King.
Right.
And then Fontana sets off the alarms trying to steal something because he's an idiot. Meanwhile, Mandroid has taken the stealthy approach by going to the front gate and screaming, "Reeves, let me in! I've come for you!" So they let him in. They do a bunch of shooting and stuff. He brings out the people as hostages. He has, do you want to play some football? Open up this giant laser to shoot Mandroid with. Ninja guy throws a star into it and it disintegrates football guy. Fighting ensues. Then Caesar Mark II comes out and starts shooting the place up. Kills Mandroid. Puts everybody else in a shrinking laser bubble. But then Mandroid gets up and sacrifices himself to absorb the shrinking laser bubble before it shrinks and lasers the ninja, the scientist, and Fontana.
Okay. So
they run inside, and this is actually, I think this is exactly what I want to do for my 3 martini matinee reviews. Okay. Except I'm not drunk. So the 3 remaining people run inside, and there's evil Dr. Reeves. He sees them coming, but instead of shooting them because he's all powerful, just climbs in his, escapes into his little time machine. It disappears just as they get there, and the scientist is like, "Oh, I can't stop it. I can't stop it. He's made it to Rome. See the numbers dialing down because time travel is so exact that we can count down where he is in transit in time." And Fontana's like, "Damn it! I knew I should have learned computer programming," and punches a keyboard, and it fucks everything up and sends them back to and I'm not even exaggerating, 400 billion BC. That's the number they give. It's like 4. He sent him to 4 because 2 million BC would have been too soon. So he gets out. Yeah,
the Earth was still cooling at that point.
And I guess because just in case somebody was there to actually bring him back in time. When he lands, because the rocks are uneven, because it's back in prehistoric time, the time machine base breaks. So even if somebody fixed the time machine over there to bring him back, and he happened to be sitting in the time capsule waiting, they wouldn't do it because he moved.
Yeah.
And so he gets out and sees lava everywhere and goes, "No!" And then everybody laughs and they do a TV freeze frame of them laughing.
Oh. I thought... was there something after the credits? No.
I didn't wait through after the credits, but they didn't do that back then. Did they?
They kind of did.
I will check now while we're talking, but I'm pretty sure they did not.
Why did I think that they opened it up for a sequel?
Because you were 8 when you watched it, and you didn't watch it this after challenging me to it.
No, I did watch it. I did watch it up until literally the last 10 or 15 minutes.
So you didn't watch it then? You half watched it, which is not.
No,
watching
I 95% watched it.
That's more like 80%.
I watched everything but literally... Jesus Christ, man. Literally everything but literally everything but the last 10 minutes. So what do you got for me?
This motion picture is protected under laws of the United States and other countries. Yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing.
Okay,
it's
fine.
coming.
All right, my mistake.
No, there's nothing.
Okay, so going with that, do we want to go ahead and rate this movie? Are we done?
I think so. I added. I'm gonna double check my notes, but I'm pretty sure I mentioned everything I wanted to. Yeah, I mentioned that. Inventing teleportation. No Mexicans in Mexico. Yep, we called that. Nut shots are uncalled for. Caveman arrows sound like lasers. Eliminators just wandered on the set of Megaforce. Mandroid tank. Yeah, I covered. I'm good with everything I mentioned.
Okay, so let's do your favorite thing is the demographic. Currently rated at 4.2 on IMDb.
With a measly 1,218 user reviews.
Yeah, and I bet IMDb staff hasn't even done this one.
Wow, this is interesting. It's got 12% 10-star ratings.
Wow, that's just
There's
people. That's just some people fucking around.
That's the children of the '80s saying, "Fuck yeah, this was the best film ever."
It's the best drinking game / movie ever.
If you now
drink every time they say Mandroid.
The Mandroid. Now, I've mentioned before the reverse horseshoe is kind of my gauge for a cult film. This almost fits the category because if you look at 2 through 9, it's got your typical horseshoe arc where it peaks in the middle, where 13% gave it a 4 rating, and then it kind of trails off. But at the very ends, you've got 12% giving it 10 and 13% giving it a 1. So this film kind of fits that cult status where you have 25% of the people watching this film either loved it or hated it.
See, yeah. So that's
all right. Only one person under the age of 18 has watched this film and reviewed it, and they gave it 1 star.
That's probably their boyfriend made them watch it.
And if you're listening, fuck you.
And they felt so strongly that they had to actually come to IMDb, make an account, and rate it.
And you know, with a strong female lead, no girl under the age of 18 has any right giving this film 1 star with a strong female lead in it, like
Denise Crosby.
That's what I said.
That's
now,
right.
Other than that, it's the demographics are just kind of sad all along the lines.
Right.
There's no high points. The highest point is males aged 30 to 44. That would be us at 4.4%. And if you ignore the one underage teenage little bitch.
Oh my God.
The lowest demographic is females aged 18 to 29 at 2.8. Apparently, Mandroids and ninjas aren't teenage girl fare.
Mm-hmm.
Could have fooled me with all the sales of fucking Japanimation going out with manga. You go to the manga aisle. Tell me how many guys you see reading those comics. No, but apparently there are no teenage girls out there that can dig the Mandroid and the Ninja, which should have been a TV show.
The Mandroid and the Ninja. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could have came on, after Fat Man and Little Boy.
Yeah, and actually, and between the
no, I'm sorry, that's a movie. I'm thinking Jake and the Fat Man.
You think Jake and the Fat Man, or BJ and the Bear? Now, just think of the two actors, the two characters. You have the Japanese actor whose English is a second language, so he doesn't emote that well, and the robot with no emotion at all. And they're your stars.
Yeah. They're fucking tag team of emotion there.
Also known as the monotone show.
Yeah.
His delivery, Conan Lee's delivery in this is worse than Gymkata. Really?
Yeah. No, that's...
There's the one part where it says, we should camp down here and then and then figure out what our plan is for the morning. You have no idea what you just said, do you? You're reading that off the cue card. That's just... Someone wrote that out for you phonetically. You have no idea what you're saying. It's and I'm only joking, of course, obviously, but it's just when you watch something like this, all right, kind of not, but it's just because English as a second language, you don't know where the stresses are.
Correct.
It's such a
yeah.
Languages are so different.
Syllables mean nothing.
And I have one complaint about the trailer. Every now and then you watch a film.
Just one?
Well, all right, one specific one.
Okay.
Every now and then you'll watch a film where there's a part from the movie that could have been the trailer itself. Perfect example is the movie The Mummy.
Right, okay.
There's that one scene where you get the wide desert and the guy sitting up on the dune with the umbrella, and Brendan Fraser walks up to him with the guys with him. Says, "Well, what's the plan?" Says, fly, defeat the villain, save the girl, and fly into almost certain death. He's like, all right, let's go. That's your opening for the trailer. It's fucking perfect. That's the trailer. This movie had two of them. One with Fontana and one with Do You Want to Play Some Football guy. Where, like, Fontana's like, I don't understand what's going on. Everything was great, but then, now I figure I'm looking for some treasure, but now I've got the robot, and I got a Mandroid, and then the
Ninja.
And I got Kung Fu. What's going on here? That should have been in the fucking trailer. Then when Do You Want to Play Some Football, before the nut shot, he was like, what happens? Says, well, there was this guy named Fontana, and he was with this guy who he was with the Mandroid, and they were coming after us. It's like he explained it all too. Both of those should have been in the fucking trailer. It should have been that and the from Paramount Pictures or MGM, whatever the fuck. It's like that was it. They described the movie, both of them, and wasn't there even a line? I saw this in a movie once. How come that's not in the trailer?
It is.
That part is?
I'm pretty sure it is. Almost positive.
Well, the other two parts should have been in then.
The other two are definitely not, but...
Yeah.
No. The other part where he's talking about that, he's like, what is this, a comic book? That's in the trailer, too. Not in the beginning, though.
He says, what is this, a comic book? But he doesn't say the other part where
he does.
He laid out...
Yes, he does.
They didn't do it right.
They didn't do it in the order that was approved by Scott Wilson.
That's right, goddamn.
Two of the three are in the trailer.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that again. I think
I played it at the beginning of the show. Two of the three things that you're griping about are actually in the trailer.
I was listening, but I don't think they were in there properly.
All right, so what are we rating this? It's currently at 4.2. I'm actually 5. Really?
I'll go 6.
No.
Dude, all right, hold on.
Wait. 5 means it's average.
I think this film's above average.
Stop.
I'm not kidding.
Obviously, you're not.
Now, the plot is not that bad. It's standard. The movie flows. There's a couple of logic flaws, but nothing major. Mostly about staffing man hours and, motivations of a mad scientist. As a kid's film, I put this up against any kid's film from the 80s as being better done.
Better?
Yes. My vote is 6 stars.
We're not doing 6.
Excuse me?
We're not. First of all, I almost had a problem with 5. You think I'm going up a star now?
12% of the people that watch this film 151 people rated this 10 stars.
Those people are what I like to call stupid.
Right. The highest demographic, 166.
Listen. I'm gonna just make this easy. We're going with 5 stars. I'll give you 5. Take the 5.
All right. I'll give I'll give you 5.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't have the time or the energy to try and talk it down from 5. Okay?
No, you don't.
I really don't. Not after today. Really? I've had a hell of a day.
Nope. 5 it is.
5 it is.
Yes. And I'm going to find that little 14-year-old punk and tell her what's for.
Kick her ass.
Giving it 1 star. How does it feel to be the only girl under the age of 18 to give the movie 1 star? Jerk face. All right. So now we're into the portion of the show where Scott gives me a movie challenge. I have a challenge for you in that I can't think of this film.
You can't think of the film? You don't know the name of it?
There are 2 films that I saw parts of as a kid that I cannot find. Okay. And both of them, and one of them is specifically from this film. It occurred to me again. There's a film with people in like the swamp or swampland. Could be a jungle.
Okay.
There's a plane involved. And there's monsters involved. I don't remember what the monsters look like exactly. They could be like people that just look like they're wrapped in like flesh cocoons. They go, "Arr!" But there's a Harry Fontana type character in this film. And at one point he shoots somebody with a flare gun from his plane. And I think they fly away at the end, and one of these creatures is on the plane. That's all I remember.
I think I know the movie. I don't know the name of it, but I think I know the movie.
I saw it on cable as a kid. Now here's the thing: as a kid, I was like, "Oh, I want to know what this film's called," and I think I did it wrong as far as the TV guide because what I came up with was Night of the Iguana, and it's a totally different film. And the only other thing,
the scene with the propeller.
Flare.
Where the fan where he jumps through the fan, it's on now.
It's flawless. It's fucking perfect. That's like 80s filmmaking ingenuity at its finest. It's such a simple concept, and it just fucking blows the screen away. I'm sorry. It's in its simpleness, it is perfection.
Very good. All right, so
yeah, I mean,
I think that movie was released on Laserdisc too.
Now I watched it as a young kid, so this film has to be late 70s, very early 80s at the best, because I saw it on cable as a child. Right. When I say child, I'm talking like maybe 7, 8, 9, 10 at the most.
I vaguely remember something like that.
Now, the only film I did dozens of searches. The only film I came up with that came close to describing what could possibly it is River of Death from 1989, which isn't it, obviously, because it's too late.
Yeah.
It's in almost the 90s. And it doesn't involve a plane, so that's not it. I can't find this film based on my very basic rudimentary knowledge of what it's about. Now, in my childhood brain, memories still there because it has to do with film, because I have great memory for that. The only titles I remember vaguely was something about either Night of the Iguana or Night of the Dwarf. I don't know if that's accurate, but that's what's in my 8-year-old brain that's still here.
All right. Doesn't ring a bell.
And I can't find film.
So what's the other one?
Oh, the other one has nothing to do with this, but it also takes place in the swamp. And there was one scene where a kid's knee-deep in the swamp, listening to headphones, eating a candy bar out of a little box, and then somebody comes up behind him with a gun to his head. No fucking idea what the film's about. I just remember that scene. I can't find the movie. And it's still bugging me to this day. And before I die, I need to identify both these films.
You know, I actually did that recently. There was 2 movies that I knew from my childhood, and I could not remember the names. And like you, it's the only 2 ever. I'm like, fuck. I know them. Yeah. They're in my head. I can't figure out what they are, but I have since found out what they were. And it was Suburbia was the one. The only thing I remembered as a kid, what?
Suburbia?
Yeah. The punk rock
Suburbia.
movie.
No, I'm thinking of a different. I'm thinking of the other Suburbia.
Oh, no. The punk rock movie.
Okay, because there's a Suburbia that came out in the 90s.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about the one from the 80s.
Okay, yeah, I never saw
the only thing I remember as a kid from that, I've since watched it again, since rediscovering it from my childhood. There was a scene where the kid goes to like a party, like a punk rock concert, and someone puts like drugs in his drink, and he gets all fucked up, and he kind of runs away with these punk rock kids. There's another scene in the movie where this one kid is teaching this other kid how to blow a snot rocket. And those are the two most vivid memories of that movie growing up as a kid. And I never knew what it was up until like a year ago. I found out. The other film was this post-apocalyptic future. And it turned out to be Exterminators of the Year 3000. And You
must leave the Bronx. You must leave the Bronx. That's a great one.
and I've since found that one within the last year. It's like those are the two movies. Those are like yours. Like I need to find these out before I die, and those are the two. So
I remember you found one for me because I remember one day I was like, yeah, I watched this film as a kid, and all I remember is that it's a little kid and his T-shirt gets superpowers. It has a tiger on it, and you found it for me. It was like Sammy's Super
T-shirt. Yeah.
Just dumbass fucking kids show on HBO.
I know. It's so fucking old and. So, okay, so both movie challenges are two movies you don't know what they are.
Right. So if my challenge to you isn't to watch them, my challenge is for you to find out what the fuck they are.
Okay.
I don't have a clue.
All right. So what I proposed, what I'm going to tell you what my recommendation was. What I proposed then is that next week or the following week we could either do the January episode and or the Christmas episode that Dale Rountree wants us to do, and then eventually we'll figure out what those two movies are, and we'll do that review.
I think we should do the Dale Rountree episode.
Okay. That sounds fine. I like that. My recommendation was actually, it's got a river rat type hero. It's... it involves a boat. It involves passengers trying to get somewhere for some reason.
And a condom.
No, and it's an Indiana Jones type rip-off movie. It's from the 80s.
Hold on. Now, if it's an 80s Indiana Jones rip-off, it's not the Penelope film, right? Gwendolyn?
It's It's Perils of Gwendolyn. That's my recommendation.
Oh, I'm not doing Perils of Gwendolyn. I don't know if I'm ready for Perils of
Because I actually gave you, if you lost it, I have it again. I have the European cut that's just called Gwendolyn.
No, I have it. Now, dude, talking about like the 1980s rental videos, I remember my parents renting that.
Mine too. And I remember walking in. The scene I remember walking in on is the one, the guy. He's like he's got like chicks like all around him. And she's like licking his chest. I walk in on that scene.
I remember my parents didn't realize it was an adult film. And so we're actually in the room while they're watching it. And luckily, we're not really that interested in it.
Right.
But there's the part at the end where Gwendolyn like goes in and lowers herself on the man.
Yeah, she straddles him.
And at this point, my mother's like, yeah, you know what? You guys have to leave the room. But why? I said, no, you got to leave the room.
But she's topless, or it's just like...
Oh, dude, I remember the first video rental store we ever went into. It was, and ironically, one of the first videos we rented from this place was Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Oh, wow.
And we rented it. The tape was mangled inside the case, and they blamed us, and they charged us $80 for it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, my parents were so fucking pissed. But this place, it was, and I still remember the people that were working there, and I'm convinced, again, child brain, adult body, I'm convinced they were the fucking owners too, and they didn't have a fucking clue. They were like two young guys that got in on the ground floor.
Right.
It was just one big room with 4 walls, and all the videos were on the walls, and one wall had the adult shit.
Like exposed? Not behind the saloon doors?
Not X-rated, per se, but like the saucy stuff. Like
Gwendolyn. Like Perils of Gwendolyn and
yeah,
Last Tango in Paris.
The saucy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it was just out there. And that was one of the mistakes my parents made. I think my father. I think it was my father. But yeah, just the. It's like seeing these vape shops appearing everywhere. I mean, that's what happened when video rentals first came out. It's just all of a sudden there were like 80 mom and pop shops.
That's right. The first video store we ever went to was in North Arlington on Ridge Road. I don't remember the name of the store, but everyone did, but we had to pay for a membership. You had to pay to be a member. Wasn't free membership. They didn't start doing that till years later.
Years, yeah. I remember it was like $20, $50 to get a membership annual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then VHS became so popular. One of their in their advertising and one of their caveats. One of their join with us. It's free. It's like, it's free now. Oh, fantastic. But you had to pay to be a member. It was in North Arlington. And I remember I rented films. We've had this discussion on the show before. When Beta was fighting it out with VHS. So this video store had one side of the store was all Beta and the other side of the store was all VHS. So whatever system you owned, they had doubles of everything. And that was like early 80s, like 82, 81, 82, we were renting videos.
Yeah.
Because like yourself, you guys didn't get into the video stuff until much later.
I can still tell you the first two videos we ever rented.
First two ever?
First two videotapes we ever rented. We got the new VCR. First two videotapes rented were Teachers and Never Ending Story.
Wow.
That's right.
I don't remember the first two, but I remember the very first video we ever rented was Escape from New York.
And I think like the fourth one was Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and then that fucking fiasco blew up in our face. So, I mean, Teachers came out in 1984, so we must have gotten our VCR in like 85.
Yeah, sure, definitely.
Because that was a film my mother was dying to see, so they got that, and then for the kids we got Never Ending Story.
Just remembering the second video store we ever remember of was Palmer Video in Belleville on Belleville Ave.
I remember Palmer.
I remember going in there as a kid, and we had two VCRs set up so that we could make copies of movies.
Oh yeah.
Back in the old Macrovision days where you couldn't copy everything. But I remember that, and I remember it was had to be 84, maybe early 85, and we rented Rocky 4. I specifically remember this. We bought a blank
V4.
My parents.
Wow. I just don't think of Rocky 4 being that old, but yeah, I guess it is.
Sure.
Wow.
It's over 30 years old.
Jesus.
So anyway, we rented Rocky 4, bought a blank tape, right? And
I saw that in the theater.
Oh God, did you really?
It's the Russian one, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that in a fucking theater. Oh. And I don't know why, because I don't like Rocky, and I never saw the first three in the theater. I have no idea why. Why the fuck was I watching Rocky 4 in the theater?
I don't know.
Neither do I. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hijack your story.
No.
It just occurred to me. What the fuck was I doing in the theater watching Rocky 4? What is that shit?
I'll make it quick then.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Sorry.
So we rented Rocky 4. We bought a blank VHS tape, and the woman behind the desk basically says to us as we're leaving, "What's the blank tape for?" And me, I'm 9 years old, 8 years old. So we can make a copy of Rocky 4. and she's just like, oh. Like back then, it was like really frowned upon if you were making copies of rentals that you were getting. And because, it just, they scared you with if you are caught making illegal copies, it's $250,000 or 5 years in jail. It's like, really, dude?
Because also, I mean, I think most people that aren't our age don't realize this. Even some people that are, because they didn't like look into it. When videotapes first came, when video rental stores first opened, they didn't sell VHS tapes to the public.
That's right.
At first, they were priced for rental. So if you wanted to get like Darkman on VHS when it first came out, and you look it up to buy, you're paying $90.
That's exactly right. Yeah, because that was MSRP.
Right, and because it wasn't priced for home.
It wasn't priced. It wasn't priced to purchase. It was always priced to rent.
It wasn't priced for private purchase. It was priced for the rental stores, right? And so they were being charged $80, $90 because they knew that there was an investment that they would, and so they would have to rent it like 12 times to make their money back.
Right.
I'm just throwing a number out there.
I remember when Dollar Video got 100 copies of Cape Fear, and the guy that was working there was talking to the owner. Goes, "Why did you, like?" He's having this conversation in the middle of the store. It's like, "Why'd you get 100 copies?" He's like, "Well, it's this new movement that, no matter if you come in, you're gonna find a copy of this movie." He's like, "But you bought a
Blockbuster."
No, it was Dollar Video.
Dollar Video, because Blockbuster was the one that guaranteed that you
right.
They would have like a whole wall of just like fucking
right, and the owner's like,
Stacy.
Yeah, and right, and the owner's like, "Well, because I want people to just come in and be able to get it." He goes, "But you bought 100 of them." 100.
Well, I brought this up before. The first VHS tape, new, like after the movie came out, and then when it first released, the first VHS tape to ever be priced for home ownership was
that Crocodile Dundee?
No, you're way off. Batman.
No, it wasn't. Crocodile Dundee in 1986 was priced for purchase. I remember because no, dude, I'm telling you.
What was the price? Batman came out for like $20.
It was like $14.99 or $20. I know because we owned a copy of it.
No. Batman. It was
no,
Batman.
No.
The big deal with Batman. Oh, I will.
No. Listen, you can look it up, and you're going to be wrong. Now, don't get me wrong. Batman probably sold more VHS tapes. What?
How soon after?
How soon after what?
How soon after Crocodile Dundee came out did they release it at $20?
The same year, because they did the same thing with Who Framed Roger Rabbit in 1988. I know because I owned these.
Yeah.
I got them at fucking like Kmart or something. It was like $14.99 or $20. I'm telling you.
Batman.
It's not.
It is Batman.
I'm telling you, it was Crocodile Dundee. I'm pretty sure it was also Top Gun that year, and then
Top Gun.
Then Who Framed Roger Rabbit in 1988.
Definitely not. All right, you know what? I'm willing to admit there might be some leeway as far as like.
It's Crocodile Dundee. I'm telling you, it's Crocodile Dundee.
It's definitely not Top fucking Gun. I'll tell you right now.
Well, this is gonna take too long to find out while we're on the show.
No, all right, real quick. Top Gun is 1986.
Yeah, so is Crocodile Dundee.
Batman's 1989, right?
Yeah, and Who Framed Roger Rabbit was 88. And I know for an absolute fact that Crocodile Dundee and Who Framed Roger Rabbit were priced to sell $20 or less because I own both.
I don't believe it.
Dude.
Do you still have the receipt?
I remember cutting the proof of purchase out of hold on, I'm going somewhere with it. I remember
$20 on it.
I remember cutting the proof of purchase out of the VHS box and handing it to my dad because I lost the receipt because he was pissed that I did that. I'm like, this is just as good. And he's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, this is just as good. I didn't know what I was doing. I was 11.
Yeah, I don't even know how we would look that up. The first movie commercially released. It's like, how would you even look that up?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, there's so many different ways to phrase it. I'm like doing a quick Google search now, and what was the first movie commercially released on VHS? And it's saying Twister.
No,
that was DVD. That was the first film on DVD.
Okay.
And they're saying that the first theatrical film ever released to the public on VHS was the South Korean drama The Young Teacher, 1976. Yeah, but that's just released. They're not talking priced for public consumption. Yeah. The retail, and even this even says that when the first 3 American films released on VHS, The Sound of Music, Patton, and MASH, each were released at a cost of $50 to $70, which was the video rental price because they were that was the MSRP was geared towards them. So this is going to take some research we're not going to solve tonight.
Probably not. Somebody
So
actually...
I'm right.
No, you're not. Somebody posed the question saying, the other day I was trying to think of a time frame of mass ownership of commercial VHS tapes of popular movies and TV shows. I know that in the early and mid-'80s, most people just rented them from Blockbuster and other video stores. At some point, they became affordable to the average person and began to amass their own movie collection on VHS. Did this start in the late 80s? Any info would be appreciated. So somebody actually says, I seem to recall that you could buy Disney movies for around $24.95 in the mid to late 80s. If a movie happened to be a blockbuster, you could also buy it on VHS for a reasonable price. I remember the Tim Burton Batman selling for about $15 at a local Walmart when it came out on home video. Now,
thank you.
I'm not saying that Batman was not one of the films that really pushed the sale of VHS tapes into another realm where they started doing that more often. I'm just telling you that Crocodile Dundee was also priced to sell.
Here's what I'm going to say.
In 1986.
Is that when Batman was released and it was selling for $20 new at all stores, it was a big deal.
Of course it was.
It was a big deal that it was selling at $20. So, I really feel like...
So this person says, to get kind of close, I remember Top Gun coming out on VHS and could be had for $24.95, which was amazing at the time. The trick was that you had to put up with the commercials at the beginning of the tape. Here we go.
Hold on. I got another source here. It's going about the history of the video era. Ready for this?
I'm
By
ready.
1983, VCRs were becoming popular in household, and Paramount decided to try a new strategy. They decided to release a few big theatrical titles at a reduced price. This is 1983.
Well,
they released
Crocodile Dundee was Paramount as well. But go ahead.
Well, let me finish my sentence.
Okay, go for it.
In 1983, they released Raiders of the Lost Ark and Footloose at a reduced price of $29.95. These were a huge success. They decided to release their big hits at $29.95. Eventually, the price gap would rise. Some new releases came down to $19.95, and then by the 90s, the MSRP on some titles had risen by over to $105, which makes no sense because it's opposite.
$105.
Well, that was the video store rental thing. But so at least we have documentation here based on whoever wrote this fucking thing that 1983 they started dropping it to $30 for things like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
But not everything.
No, just the big ones that they knew were going to sell shitloads because they were the hot shit. That's why Batman was a big deal at $20. I think Batman was the first one to drop down from that $30 to $20.
No, I know Roger Rabbit sold for $20.
I don't know. Did you buy it? I mean,
oh my god.
I'm gonna need some more proof. That's all.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I can't even. It's like, hey, I still have the VHS tape. It's like, yeah, and so fucking what?
So now,
I also have a VHS copy of Threads on my wall. That doesn't mean that it was released for 1999. I have a VHS copy of Death Row Game Show. I don't know how many people have that.
I've got a VHS copy of The Wizard of Speed and Time. Eat it.
Wow.
Beat that. And Die Laughing, VHS copy.
Ugh.
And now, thanks to my local thrift store, Death Wish 3.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's the best one.
It is the best one. I love the main villain where he's got he's losing his hair. It's a horseshoe kind of hair, and he's got a red stripe right down the middle where he can't grow hair.
Wait, is it 3 or 4?
That's 3. The 3 or 4 is the one with all the gangs, the punk rock type gangs.
I forget which one I have. It's either 3 or 4. It's definitely not 1 or 2.
Is it the one where the guy ends up with his teeth in the board? Like, what is that? Teeth.
I haven't watched it. I just bought the video. I don't have a VCR, so I didn't watch it. I just bought the VHS tape for $1 because fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I keep telling whenever we go to thrift stores and stuff, I say, look at the VHS section, and look for the big boxes, the ones that are like bigger than a VHS tape.
Yeah, the big clamshell and the big MGM open book ones.
Yeah, I always tell them if it's one of the big boxes and it's not a Disney film, call me. Because I probably want it.
MGM had the best ones because those are the ones that open like a book, and then on the inside right, like the right side, it had like an indent, recessed part where the tape sat.
Right now, and again, that goes back to the old days, the first generation of mom and pop video stores, because there were so few films for rental. They would put them on the rack face out. And they would make them huge. Actually, some of the boxes they would make for display were like the size of computer game boxes. They were fucking huge,
gigantic.
I remember like some horror films, especially like
banned in 37 countries. Watch them die slowly. Yeah,
I was just gonna say that. That's the one that always sticks in my head. It was huge. The two genres that always made boxes that big were horror films and porn.
That's right.
And porn continued that tradition long after horror films gave it up.
It really
Porn was
did.
doing that into the late 90s. Horror films gave that up after
because it was like it's like watch me, come get me, see me.
Because with horror and porn, the big thing you were looking for on the cover was what am I going to see in the film?
That's right.
You're not looking at titles. You're looking at graphics.
That's right.
Right. So those were the big ones.
But the horror films were always my favorite. Banned in 37 countries. Banned in every country but yours. Watch them die slowly.
Yes.
Definitely.
Cannibal Ferox.
That's right.
One of the classics of cannibal films.
Yep.
Speaking of which, I have a copy of the Green Mile or Green.
No. It's the Green Inferno.
Green Inferno,
which I heard is very disappointing. But
disappointing how?
I don't know. I didn't get into it. They just let me know that they were really, really anticipating it, and they were very disappointed. Now that could just mean that I could watch it and be like, "This is fantastic." What are you talking about?
Here's the scary part. Here's where that review falls flat for me and actually concerns me.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say when someone says, "Okay, here's a film about cannibals in the jungle"? What are your expectations?
When
you say it fell flat of your expectations, to me that says you're so fucking sick and twisted that the fact that it wasn't a documentary turned you off.
Uh-huh.
Now, I don't know who you're talking about, and I don't mean it personally, but again, it's like, what's your expectation for a film about cannibals? That it wasn't realistic enough?
I don't know. I didn't get into it with him.
See, now I have to watch it because now I have to know how it doesn't live up to expectations.
Oh, this person says that they remember Beverly Hills Cop being available for $20, and that came out in '84.
Yeah, but when? Like the year it came out or later? Because after a year or two, they would drop the prices and sell them. The whole point was buying them new, like upon release. They were charged $80, $90.
Well,
2 years later,
this person says, I seem to remember Beverly Hills Cop being available right away for $20, which was the first affordable VHS I remember.
That's an anecdotal. I can't accept.
And then in parentheses, he writes, I still rented and copied it, though.
I used to have the double-decker VCR that had the built-in copy guard bypass.
Oh, yeah. See, I didn't have that. I had the little Macrovision box that I had to hook up separately.
Yeah, this one had the Macrovision built into it. It was called Go Video.
Wow,
I bought it at PC and Richards. Richards
and Son. Wow.
I bought it at PC Richards and Son. I still have the box I bought it in because it has all my Toxic Crusader action figures in it.
No shit. Now,
which
PC Richard and Son did you buy it at? The one here in Union?
The flagship that turned into the Wiz.
That's the one here in Union.
Yeah.
That's right by my house.
I bought it there. Yeah, nope. I bought it there.
That's crazy.
It became the Wiz, and now it's what is it now?
It's still a PC Richard and Son.
Really?
Yeah, it used to be a furniture store. Then it was the Wiz, and then it became PC Richard and Son.
Right, I bought it there, and I used to have it set up at the warehouse in my office because I worked nearby. And this is before DVDs, and before downloading. This is before the internet where you could actually download films. This is when downloading pictures took 10 minutes.
Wow.
And I was still trading VHS tapes online with people. And I got to the point where I had that thing going nonstop in my office while I was working at the warehouse, and I would copy and mail out, on average, 10 to 20 videos a week.
Holy shit.
10 to 20 videos a week I would copy, mail out, rent, copy.
And then you'd get tapes in return.
Yeah, and sometimes tapes I didn't want. Well, I will admit, like every now and then you'd get involved with these traders. Like, listen, I trade this stuff. You know, the little like the CD stuff. Like
I remember watching some of those you gave me.
Yeah, well, every now and then I'd found this one guy I would trade with, and you would like trade like 5 or 6 videos or movies at once. You put like 9 movies on 2 or 3 tapes.
Right.
And it was like, all right, I want this, 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 and this. And I say, all right, well, you know, there's room on the tape for like one more film. What do you want? I'm like, well, I don't know. Surprise me. Don't say that. If you're trading pornography with somebody through the mail, and they ask you what you want, don't say surprise me, because I had got 2 specific videos that I watched and then promptly destroyed. I didn't throw them away. I crushed them into tiny pieces and tore pieces up so no one would ever know what was on that tape.
Oh wow! you got to tell me what that is off air, because I don't think we've had that conversation.
Well, I mean, let me give a disclaimer. It wasn't a snuff film.
Okay, I was just gonna ask if it wasn't a snuff film, was it?
No, because then I wouldn't even be saying this, because that would lead to that. No, it wasn't a snuff film.
Gotcha.
But it was stuff that I would not. Now, today in the days of internet, I could probably Google what I saw and find it and watch it.
Yeah, and it's no big fucking deal.
Now, there's a difference, though, between, oh, I'm Googling it, oh, look, I don't want to see that, blah, blah, blah. Then there's like, okay, I have this rapport with a person, and they sent me a video, and I'm watching stuff that I asked for. Oh, what's this they gave me? And I'm watching it, oh, this is a weird film. And then like this, and it comes to that part, says, oh, well, why are they in a barn? And then like, ah! And then the what's more disturbing is not that when that part happens, is that you don't immediately turn it off. You're like, oh, wait, I haven't turned it off yet. God damn it! That's the that's the bad part.
And then once you turn it off, you turn it back on. It's like, wait, why did I do that?
No. Then there's no going back. No.
Okay, I got you.
No, see, when you turn it off, then it's okay. Okay, I can turn it back on, or I can destroy the tape and pretend it's never happened. And I destroyed the tape because even I have a line, and the line is removed a bit from where other people's lines are, but it's still there, and it can't be crossed. Because I know what's on the other side of that line, Joey.
Yeah. Wow, we went really long tonight.
Well, it's been a while, hasn't it? Oh.
Well, it hasn't. It's only been 1 week since we've done, 2 weeks removed since we've done a show, but it's been a long time since we've gone this long. We're pushing 2 hours. I
think we were due. Well, let me just real quick. I was going to just confirm the name of the film because I know I have it on my hard drive. Oh, it is called the Kirk Cameron film. It's called Saving Christmas.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just going to preface this by saying that this is the film that when it first was released or announced and it first came out, that there was a massive, Kirk Cameron came out and did this massive campaign saying, hey, everybody, it's getting a low Rotten Tomatoes review. So all the fans of Christ and everything and me, go to Rotten Tomatoes and give positive reviews and drive that up. And that word got out to everybody else that hates shit like that, and they all went back and drove that down even further. So what he did is he turned like a 3 Rotten Tomatoes rating into a 1 Rotten Tomatoes rating. Because he's a fucking genius. Because this is the guy that thinks that bananas are made that way because of God.
Yeah, and he takes a monkey to a fucking restaurant and expects him to behave.
Did he do that?
He took a monkey to a restaurant and said, see, we couldn't possibly have evolved from this. He can't behave here.
What a cock.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I checked it out. Rotten Tomato meter, 0%.
Oh.
See, that's what happens. These are the people that people that don't understand the internet and they try to harness it, the power. So yeah, I'm gonna rally the people on the internet and say, hey, give me positive reviews because people are being down on my film about Christmas and Christ, and everybody else is like, dude, fuck you. I'm gonna get 20 of my asshole friends that have nothing better to do today to totally fuck with your life. The tomato meter is 0%, no positive reviews. The audience score is 31%.
Yeah.
What's the IMDb? Just real quick. I know we're not reviewing the film tonight, but now
Right.
I need to know. What's the IMDb? It can't be lower, can it? 1.6 on the IMDb.
We're reviewing this next week, huh?
Yes, we are.
Oh.
And now I want to just give a quick disclaimer before we review the next week. Our review is not going to be a reflection on religion. Swear to God. Honest Injun. Is that better? That's actually worst.
Worst.
Religion is going to be a part of it, and the whole idea of proselytizing through film is going to be a part of it, but it's not going to be anti-religion, and it's definitely not going to be anti-Christian, because some of my best friends are Christian. So if you are listening and you are Christian or right-wing or religious or just think that we should get the X out of Xmas, it's not against you. It's against filmmakers.
Yes,
Kirk Cameron.
Let's put Christ back in Christmas.
Don't take me there. Wrong show for that.
I'm not going to do it.
All right. But yes.
Yes, next week, Saving Christmas, because Kirk Cameron, that's what he's got to do. I got to do it, man. Yeah. All right, episode 191. Thank you for joining us, as always.
Thank you.
You can go to our website at Moviesucktastic.com. You can download all of our shows there. You can listen to the show right from the website. You can watch the show live every Thursdays, all Thursdays at 8 o'clock. You can go to iTunes and download the show there, or you can listen to the show from iTunes as well. You can go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Moviesucktastic. You can go to our Tumblr page at Moviesucktastic.tumblr.com. You can also, you can go to our, leave us voicemail at 908-514-4470.
It would be so much easier if we had bookends recorded for this.
Yeah. It really would. It really would. Maybe we'll do that over the Christmas break, because I'll be off for a couple of weeks this month, going into New Year's.
There's an idea.
Yeah, maybe not. If you want to email us, the address is themovieguys@moviesucktastic.com. If you want to download the free Android app, please go ahead. And also, if you noticed, if you go on iTunes or your Android phone, if you go to the website, I now have a mobile version of our website. The Moviesucktastic podcast player is still in the works. It's coming soon, but the mobile version is there. I haven't gotten the right HTML5 player yet, because it can't be Flash-based. That's all too technical. I'm sorry.
But if you get the app, you can play the podcasts right from the app.
That's right. Right from there. But you can also do the mobile version, and soon you'll be able to do it from that as well.
Yep.
And that about does it. Do you have any words of wisdom for us, Mr. Wilson?
Yes. You're the one that needs a body job.
All right, everybody. We will talk to you next week. We will be reviewing Saving Christmas.
I fucked that one up.
I wasn't going to go there. I was just going to let you have it.
Does not compute.
All right, everybody. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Take it.
Yeah. What is this, a comic book? You fucking wish.
Are you ready for some football?
I don't know why you keep calling him that. Just because he's just fat. That's all it is.
He looks like the guy. He looks like the guy.
Yeah, but it's because he's overweight and he's got a beard. That's it.
You're not slowing right out. See, now you did it.
But you did it.
No, it was you.